I'll take a while to connect. Hi everyone, welcome back to Kats Creations live on Friday night, where tonight we're going to finish out this week with all the deer. And so this one is for grapevine lovers. While you can use it for Christmas, you can also use it for year round. I am making it designed using all the greenery that one would find at Christmas time, but I'm not going to designate specific seasonal ribbon to it so that you could leave this up on your door year round, especially if you have a mountain home or a mountain cabin. So before we get started, a couple housekeeping rules. If you want to save this tutorial and you're on Facebook, all you have to do is click the share button. Does a quick copy paste from my page to your page and you'll have this tutorial available. If you were on YouTube, all you have to do is hit the save button. Also, YouTubers, if you can do me a favor and also share this, it will go out to all of the other people that you currently view on your YouTube channel. Now, to get notifications when you happen to have your phone handy and when I go live, if you're on Facebook, you want to make sure that you have liked my business page, Kats Creations Wreath, and that you click the follow button, which is hidden under those three little dots to the far right-hand side. Click on those. It'll open up a sub-menu. Just make sure you have turned live notifications on. Then for those of you on Facebook, you're all set. If you are on YouTube, just subscribe to my channel or click the subscription bell and you are all set. I think that is pretty much it. I am going to pivot you down and we're going to go ahead and get started. I have already cleaned my grapevine, so that will kind of, see what I'm saying? It's almost like my camera now is further this way than it needs to be. And if I pivot like this, it just, to me, it feels like it's off, but I'll leave it there. Bad time to go live. Tyson's fighting right now. I'm sorry, Paula.
Well, most people who watch the Tyson fight would not want to.
Yeah, well, here's the
your...
great thing. It's always available for replay. So, let me go ahead and make sure I can pull up your comments so I can see you. I do have Steve here today, so he is fielding my comments for me. But let me make sure I'm going live under the right page. Anytime you want to play, Facebook. Okay, there we go. So I'm using an 18-inch grapevine that, like I said, I have already cleaned, that I got from Hobby Lobby while I was out and about at Hobby Lobby eons ago. Let me go ahead and put all the info down below. Man, that thing can get so hot. I have like a floor heater and I have one that's on the upper side. Hi, Gail. How are you? Okay. Hi, Joan. You're back. You're up. You're ready? Hi, Nancy. She says, so happy I can make this tutorial at the beginning. Well, that's super good. Hi, Jen. Welcome. All right. It's right where it should be, Kat, right? It's true. Okay. So I've already cleaned it both sides to make sure that there is nothing that would protrude on the back of the customer's door, potentially scratch it. So, and then remove all the debris that is generally in the wreath. If you need to know how to clean a grapevine, I will, when this goes to replay status, post the link on where you can go to watch a tutorial on how to clean the grapevine. So, that being said, let me cover our supplies. We are going to be using a set of velvet deer antlers. So we're going to do those. These are from Craft Outlet. We are going to be using our favorite pheasant feathers again, because this kind of have a little bit of a hunting theme to it. We are going to use Lotus Pods, which when this goes to replay, I'll post all the affiliate links for you so you can order those directly. Same with the pheasant feathers. We are using a full pick. We're going to be using white pine picks from Hobby Lobby. That's going to be basically the majority of our base. And then we're going to come in and we're going to add some balsam picks to it, which you can get on Amazon, and you can buy them in like whatever quantities you want, 50, 100, 150, and you'll have a ton of balsam picks. So that is what we're going to be using in addition to my new favorite pick, Hobby Lobby, their cedar pick. So we're going to be incorporating cedar. So 3 different kinds of greenery with our antlers, some pine cones. I'm trying to think, a ribbon, and I think that'll do it, honestly. So before we get started, I am going to put the deer antlers in where I want them to be so that I can build everything else around them. So, like I said, they're set on, they said these are bamboo sticks. Who knows if they are or not. This one's actually going to go, because I have to watch the height requirement, because I don't want, if I put them up here, the height requirement would exceed 6 inches, and that would be too big for the box. So we're going to actually tuck this one in right underneath here, and then we're going to go ahead and make sure that this gets anchored in. So I just want to trim that off so that I know where that's going to go. So let's go ahead and see, can I get this in? Should have. I want to plug in my hot glue gun, because it's so much easier for me to plug in the hot glue gun than to attempt to drag this all the way into my glue skillet. We'll try. We will try. I'm going to try to put the bottom part in first and hope that works. Okay, so under, there we go. We're able to get that in. So nice and secure right there. The second one is actually just going to kind of, I'm trying to remember where I had him. Hold on. Boop. It was kind of looking at how I had my pick. I think it was right about, no, it's way down here. Hold on. There it goes. It has a nice little groove that it'll fit in, and then this one's going to go underneath that. We want to make sure that it does not go any further. So I know where that's going to be. I'm using my glue skillet, which is filled with Gorilla Glue. I'm going to go under. And right where I had my finger is this little groove that it's going to sit in, just like that. So those are in. That's the hard part, figuring out how you're going to get your antlers in and staying. So there is that one. Okay, now we're going to build the bow. So for the bow, because it's easier when you're a beginner to build your bow and then put all of your greenery in and around everything else that you have laid out. There's not going to be any sign on here. So let me show you the materials for a bow. We are using this 2.5 inch brown and red plaid ribbon from Hobby Lobby. It's in box number 40. We are going to be doing this brown, beige, and green from Hobby Lobby. It's not in box EE. It's been changed now. It's probably going to be similar in box 40 because they do go together. So it's 1.5 inches. And then we're using these two from Joanne, the hunter green and then the pine branches on the tan. We're going to be making a simple bow using the bow dabra. So let me remove this. What you doing?
I was going to take the wreath off, but I wish to.
Oh, you can take the wreath off if you want. So, dovetail the end. We are going to take the wired edges, bring them together. We're going to cut from the folded side down to the wired point, just like so. And it's actually going to start right here, right over our first antler. So, knowing that, you can decide, hey, do you want a long bow? Do you want a short bow? How do you kind of want that to fall? I think I want this to just be right around 10 inches. So let me look where that's at. I'm going to go in and kind of look at that. I like where that falls in relation to everything else that's going on the design. So 10 inches, I'm going to twist, place it inside the Bodabra. I am going to go 5 inches for my loop. So I'm lining this up on my 10-inch mark, stretching this out so that the end of my loop comes right and ends at 5. Then we're going to do the same on the other side. Just like so. Make sure that we're at 5 inches when we stretch this out. We are. And then I'm going to go another 10 inches out. We'll cut it. Oops. Dovetail the ends. Again. I like mine pretty deep, so I start pretty high up on that fold. And that's it for this one. I'm going to give you a pin if you would be so kind as to put a pin in that for me. And then we are going to go with, I think we're doing, yes, we're going to do the brown striped ribbon. Let me swipe up so I can get comments. Carol said, I spread the love out loud. Thank you so much for that. Hi, Blanche. Welcome. Okay, same thing. Dovetail the end. And this one we're going to do at 9.5. Bring that in. So we're only doing 4 ribbons on this one. And as you can tell, the ribbons that I am using are pretty generic. They would be year-round usable, but they're also going to fall in line with a Christmas theme too. And I want to make sure that we have 4.5-inch loops. So I'm just stretching those out and making sure this ends at 4.5 inches. Do it on the other side. Need it a little bit more. I'm at 4, not quite 4.5. Okay. And we're going back out 9.5. Right there. Now when you have these striped ribbons, you have the wired edges, but you also have the centers where it's glued together. So be careful when you fluff them, because it's easy to separate where the stripes are because they're just glued. So keep that in mind when gluing so that that does not happen to you. And now we're going to do that hunter green, which is from Joann's. I wanted these very rustic, very earthy. Okay, this is going to be 9 inches. And I'm going to try and do a, what do you call it? A 3-loop bow. So we're going to do this one at 4 inches. So 4. We're going to do 4. I'm going to go back over again. Might have to do, otherwise our loops are on the same side. Because look, then we've got 2 over here. So let's just make it a 4. So.
How are you feeling, Kat?
I am actually feeling really good. So, I'm taking naproxen right now for the pain, and it's helping. So for those of you that don't know, because I've told my private group, I'm going in next Friday, so I won't be here on Friday, to have a mammogram, a diagnostic mammogram, and a diagnostic ultrasound to look at what has been causing me some pain. in one of my breasts. Breast cancer is not in our family. I don't have any other symptom except this mystery pain. And so the doctor just kind of rules out. She doesn't even believe that it is, but you have to eliminate everything. So, this one I'm going to do 8 inches. So there's that. Oops. And I'm going to do this one at 3.5. I'm going to try to do that triple loop because I know it's possible. I just have to get my tail on the opposite side. So if you guys can keep me in prayer, I would really like that for Thanksgiving, to not be, to not have the diagnosis be a grim one. I would like it to be a very positive one. I'm trying to think, how in the heck would I do this? Because I need to get my tail. I'm just going to pull my tail back out this way. And I think when I fluff it, I'm just going to move it to the other side. We'll try it. See if it works. Just something different. 8 inches. Dovetail. And then our favorite restaurant is closing. They decided they're closing tomorrow for good. So we're really sad about that because there's not an awful lot of restaurants out here, and they have the best Mexican food. And so they're closing. So just a multitude of things. I am going to use a, should I use brown? No, I should use moss green. Here's the moss green one. So, as you can imagine, I'm feeling stressed some days. So it's like I told my family, well, it's my time to walk out my faith in public. So I'm praying for good results, that they can figure out what it is, that it's not cancer, and that they can fix it rather than be on medication. So we have these. I'm going to just try to see if I can flip this. And I think I can make it go this way. We have a downward facing bow, so I'm going to bring my loops down. All of them down. Here's the other one. And we have one up here and one down here. Making sure they're all in the right direction. We're going to actually fluff this on the wreath. Right? Always the good restaurants close. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is why we clean out the grapevines, is so when we go to put our bows in, it makes it super easy, hopefully, to get the pipe cleaner to go all the way down, and it did. So that's always a happy moment. So I'm going to twist, twist, twist. I want to make sure I actually have something for it to fasten onto. I do, but it just feels really like not a big enough bite for me. So we'll see how stable this feels. So we're going to go from the bottom, and I'm going to pull the big loops out, and then we're going to do our singular, and then our doubles, and then we have our other one. So I'm going to pull this one up, one of these down, pull another one up, and then we're just going to fan all these down. So I'm just running my fingers through them. So funny that this one ribbon, it just wants to curl the opposite way that it was on the wreath. So there's those. So this is what it looks like so far. Not a whole lot of fun. Thanks, Carol. She's all beautiful bow. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we are going to break down I had it. Did I put it over here? The white pine pick, because this comes from Hobby Lobby, and it has 6 individual picks in it. So we're just going to cut them off. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's number 5. Number 6 is at the very top. And these run. I have $2.99, and then if you go to Hobby Lobby, I think everything is half price. So it may be a little bit more because I think I've had these for a while. So when you're looking at a pine pick, they go like this on a tree. So if we were putting in a pine pick, that's how we want it to present on our wreath. So we want, like if I was putting them here or putting them here or putting them here, that's the way I need them to go. So if we're going to start here, I'm going to, in my glue pot, come in here. There's 1, and we're going to put the other one out to the side. Whoop, that one has a really long tail. And we're going to bring this one in. So again, this is why we use, why we clean out our grapevine. So from here, I'm going to do the bottom first. We're going to have these ones that kind of cascade down here. So just hold these back. I'm going to pivot the camera so you can kind of see the glue skillet a little bit. We're dipping. Sliding this one in. It's going to be a little bit lower. We're going to come in and do the same on the opposite side. It was so great when I laid them out. I was like, can't I just glue them and just tell them how I did it? Because it looks so good. I'm like, I don't want to pull it apart. Okay, then we're going to do 2 that come out here, just like that. So I think I'm going to go under this. We're going to go under this one, kind of right there. It's got to go this way. And, okay.
You might want to chat with Joan another time after the video.
I know, I saw Joan's comment.
Yeah.
She said, I sympathize with that concern. I have breast cysts and had them drained twice because of the pain. I'm confident that's what you have. And you know what's funny? I do too, because I've had them. That's why I had a hysterectomy after I was done having kids, is because endometriosis was so bad and so was ovarian cysts. All non-cancerous, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this anymore. Just take all the plumbing out. So now we're going to do the same thing at the top. I've already broken these ones down. So there's that one. So I'm going to do it up here, same way. I'm going to kind of lift these up because I want to tuck them under. So here is 1. And we're going to tuck that one in. Here's our other 2. Kind of want them to be like this over my antler to hide the stick, right? It's always going to be about hiding the cosmetic. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go underneath this one. But then it's going to be right on top of the other. Like right there. Okay. Going to grab another 2. And we're going to bring these ones. Let me look. Because sometimes you just have to visualize it. I know I don't want it there. I think I want it here. So with that, 1 in, 1 out. So there's one. grab a little lighter one. I have some that are really dark and I have some that are really light. So it's just good sometimes if you can just kind of put them wherever you want to put them. So these ones are a little bit thinner. So I'm going to kind of come up here. Always pushing these down because I'm holding them like this so I don't have any of the pine getting stuck in my skillet. Yeah, we're going right in with this one. Okay, so there is that for now. Now we're going to come in with the balsam picks. These are the ones that came from Amazon. I will include the affiliate link for these. We're going to build on these by kind of placing them in between the others. So there's going to kind of be an overlap, kind of toggling back and forth. So you're going to see, like, I'm going to lay one here. We're going to lay one. I like to bend them because they're wired right down the center. So this one's actually going to go right here. Right in there. And I'm going to grab another one. This is going to kind of come a little bit further down, right in between those two. Let's see if I can get that in. Just like so. And then I'm going to have this one kind of come out there. They're kind of going back and forth. Then from here, I'm going to add my cedar. So cedar on these picks, you can really break them apart quite a bit. I'm trying to find the smallest one, and you get quite a few picks out of them. I'm trying to find the smallest one. So like this is this pick all broken down, believe it or not. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you can separate them like 7, 8, 9, 10 if you want. So I want a fairly small one because I want it to kind of come up here and fill the gap and feather the edge that is in between this part here so that it feels kind of flowy. And then we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to kind of work that one in that way. And I'm all about trying to just figure out what goes where. Okay. Kind of come in here, lay it on top. We're just layering our greenery, trying to make it look as natural as we possibly can. I don't want that. I want to put probably another noble right in here. A noble, and then probably another pine pick. Just so that we can have that look. That'll be right there on top. Okay. Working our way down. We're down in here. I'm not sure if I want to do one under it, like so. I think I will, and then we'll put one on top, and I'm just working the bottom first. And then one on top. So remember, we're creating a greenery base where there was none at all. So far I've only used one entire cedar pick. I've used two, almost two, pine picks. I have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balsam picks. I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to go ahead and add one under here, just to kind of fill that space. That way when we fluff our bow better, it'll look nice and pretty. What?
She Jones. Kat recommended you to my friend Bev to watch your tutorial. She's thinking of giving wreath making a try.
Oh, nice.
Carol said I need to get some more pine for my angel wings. I love that you're mixing your pines together.
I love mixing the pines together because they create a different look. You have different colors, different textures. So some are going to lay like bulky and other ones are not. I'm going to tuck this one down here below, because if they hang on the door, you're going to be able to see the sides. So we want to camouflage that. And I know that there's still some visual things here, and I'm waiting for this to dry so that if you should happen to run a big drop of glue right across all of your greenery, just wait for it to dry and then just pick it off. Don't try to get it while it's still there. It'll be so much harder to do. Let me find my reference. Okay. From here, we're going to add our Lotus Pod. So our Lotus Pod is going to tuck in right here, right next to our loop. So right in this big open spot that I have right here. So I'm just going to dip this, and it's going to sit. There's actually a hole for it right there. And I love using Lotus Pods. What do you call them? Honeycombs.
Well, they kind of look like that.
Yeah, Steve calls them honeycombs. He's like, you're going to put the honeycombs back in? I was like, yep, we are. So there's that. And then I'm going to come in with, I have a big bristled cone, which is going to come in right there. So believe it or not, there was intentions on leaving some holes open and vacant. Okay, so we have that one there. And then I have another one that actually goes down in here.
You are, but you can show me. Go to privacy
Shut up.
Select locate. Okay.
Okay, don't know why Siri was coming up.
Nancy, she uses the Gorilla Glue sticks in her glue skillet.
Absolutely.
She just cuts them up in little pieces and turns it on and lets it go down.
Stick them in. So I have these all. So these are brush pine cones. These are your standard regular pine cones. So it's not complete at the bottom, but I'm going to start working the top. But what do you guys think thus far? Let me show you. There's where we're at with the bottom. So now we're going to come up here on the top. I'm going to pull some of these back to make sure that I can layer in the same picks the same way that we did at the bottom. So I'm going to come in and lay our big balsams, just like so. And I'm going to cut these down because they have wires at the very bottom, which you are great to use in your centerpieces or floral arrangements. So there's that.
Nancy said, I'm loving this.
I like this. When I first did it, I like totally fell in love with it because I didn't overdo it. I just did subtle things. So I just allowed greenery and natural elements to kind of just be the star of the show.
Brian said the same thing. I love it. It's very much the natural look, nature look.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to take this one, kind of tuck that right over our pine. Right in so. Okay. So some of these you can like, do I ever clean my glue skillet out? Nancy asked. I was just telling Steve I need to do that because there was a big clump in there that just was not breaking down, but now it is. So I don't know. It also might just be the temperature where I'm at. I'm going to take, I like that one. It'll go there. Okay. So I'm just showing you, we're doing, well, this is working for you guys. For those of you at home watching, let me get all this stuff because it's driving me crazy.
So the answer is kind of no. We haven't really cleaned it out.
No, I have not cleaned it out ever. Unless something falls in there that isn't supposed to be in there, like, I don't know, a pine cone or a pick or something along that, then I will. I'll just fish that out, but I won't take everything out. And if you wanted to clean it out, you would just basically lay in some sort of like of a cloth, like at the top and the bottom. Like turn off your glue skillet, lay in a cloth, wait for it to get hard, and then just lift your cloth up, and it should hold your glue with it.
I was thinking you could actually just take parchment paper and when it's hot, you just pour the whole thing out.
Right.
Parchment paper. I guess you could do both.
Well, the glue skillet's non-stick.
Yeah.
So we're going to count the picks. So there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4. It's stuck there. There's 5. I'm going to just pull this one off because it gets really hard to pull off the last one. But in between these, there's another one. So we're going to separate. And in between the bottom, there's another. So that one pick will yield you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cedar pieces that you can use your way rather than keeping them in a giant pick like that. So again, we're going to come up to the top, do a little feather there, laying these in just like we did at the bottom. Just overlapping, tucking some under, like this one will actually go under, because I hate, like when you're looking at wreaths from the side and you could totally see the grapevine all along the side. Don't want to do that. Okay, this we're going to lay up here so that we can refluff out our bow. And now we have coverage. There's that. And I'm trying not to cover the antlers. I'm trying to just let them do their own thing. So then this will come that way. And we'll put another balsam on top so that it's a better layer. Like right there. And I'm looking, where do you feel like we need something? I feel like right there, but I don't want to go to like that. Sometimes we just got to cut down our cedar so that it fits into our purposes that we have. Now I want to fill this a little bit underneath. I don't want to leave that by itself. I kind of want it to look like we kind of picked him up, tucked him inside. So it'll also make them stand out more. Plus I'm using the leftover picks I have that are already cut up right here. So I'm just going around the outside and covering all of my There's that. And I'm going to go down here on the bottom, right by my bow. I'm going to tuck some of these in so we can have them under. I think I have one more left. There's that. I'm going to grab this one right here. Just so that everything, it almost feels like we went and grabbed all of these from the front. So let's add some pine cones up here. So we have our bristle pines. I'm kind of like looking at where did I have them before. I think I had one right. I'm gonna have to look at this. I think it was kind of here. Look. This one might be down here now. I'm trying to keep it away from the antler. There's that one.
Your iPad's frozen.
Oh, it's a photo.
Oh, gotcha.
It was the photo that I had everything laid out so that I would remember how I put it all back together. Okay.
Wanted to ask where the antlers came from.
Craft outlet.
Craft outlet.
Exactly. And I love these. I just wish I had like 3 more of them, but I don't. The ones I do have snow on them, which does not work for this design at all.
Just all their rustic and everything a person would find on the first floor in old times.
Right?
Deborah, she said, sent 500 stars.
Thank you, Deborah.
I sent you a prayer.
Thank you so much. I covet the prayers big time. Just because, like I said, the enemy, man, relentless. That's all I can say. So every time I'm contemplating, worrying, and dwelling, even though I won't know anything for probably about 2 weeks, I'm not looking forward to the procedure because, as you all know, those things are very, very painful. They're not fun for women to have to deal with. I want to add a couple more cedar.
Oh, thank you, Joan. She just sent 100 stars.
Thank you, Joan. Okay, let's add in
You don't have to send stars, but it's nice.
It's appreciated.
It's appreciated.
Okay, I'm going to let this one come in here. Just so that it's not pine and nothing else underneath here. So we're going to add in our touch of cedar right in there. This is me still dragging stuff around. Let me grab one more of my balsam. So it's always really good just to take them and bend them so that they have some movement. This one's actually going to... So I'm looking for little peekaboo spots where things are not quite covered as I want them to be.
Joan said, showing appreciation for your awesome work, Kat.
They're so awesome. Thank you for that. And for Debbie. And just for you guys just showing up and just chit-chatting. Because honestly, busy work right now is super, super good. I need the busy stuff. So.
Yeah, it's been tough.
It really has. I mean, I've lost my dad this year. And I was telling God, I don't need this to be a full year of loss. I need some good to come out of this. And so I'm very hopeful that he's going to deliver. And that would just make Thanksgiving just really nice this year. Okay.
Hi, Charlotte.
I think I want a balsam here. So I'm just like toggling between the outside edges and looking at like, what do we need to add where? Because I'm liking that right there. See, sometimes you just put your picks there. And I'm thinking kind of like that one there. And probably one right about there. I'm liking that a lot. So before I forget to glue them in, let me just stick them in right now. So there's that one. Where's the other one? Is it here? Yes. I just pushed it in a little further. There's that one. They're like going in between the pine branches to kind of give it some filler right in here. What do you guys think of that so far? Do you think it needs anything from your perspective?
No.
No? Okay.
Very nice and rough.
So, I think I had one. I'm doing the same thing that I did on the other for up here at the top. I'm going underneath and making sure, you know, that I have things filled. Because I don't want people to just go, yeah, filling in the spaces. So like that. And there's one right here. I like having these things. These things are great. I think I will always invest in those from Amazon because they just create. Yeah, and they're stiff. They have a wire that goes all the way down to the end. So it really allows me to get in and move them where I need them to be. Okay, let me fix.
Kat, keeping in the prayers.
Thank you so much.
Joan, Thanksgiving for us now isn't up until the very last of the month. It's kind of weird. You'd think it would be next week, but it's the very last Thursday and Friday, so it's the 28th and the 29th.
Yeah, this year, right? Okay, so now we're going to add our pheasant feathers and then we'll be done. So, pheasant feathers. They come like this from Amazon, and I think you get 25 of them. So I always look for the really long ones because I like to incorporate these, and I like to add them, like there's going to be one right here. So before I lose track of where I want them, we're going to add one there. Okay, nice little pheasant feather. Trying to grab the longest ones. And then we're going to have one right under here. Kind of sits right alongside. It's just kind of flowing with some of the branches because you can't bend your feathers. Right. So we're just kind of creating like weird little odd mixes with this. And then I think we're adding, I'm trying to find the way the package opens. Oh, it's way up here. Okay. So I know we're bringing one in here so that it's like I'm not a hunter fan at all. I understand that people hunt for the right reasons. Some people do anyway. But I wanted this to just be subtle. Like if you saw the one I did it in fall, it was gorgeous. It would have been something I would have put on our door. So I'm trying to make sure they don't exceed, like right there. Keeping them all the way around the bow. I'm trying to keep them flat. that one right there. And I'm going to have one that just gently comes out the other side.
Right, so every time I think it looks great, you make it look even better. That's talent.
Well, I'm just keeping it like simple but elegant. So I'm going to have that one just kind of come out to the side. Right under here by our Lotus Pod. Trying to get it to go under my grapevine. But I want it. Didn't want to go where I wanted it to go. There we go. I wanted it out to the side so that when we have our bow, it can kind of be intermixed with that. And believe it or not, folks, that's it. We're done. If you wanted to, you could come in with the white pine. Let's see. Take that. And you can add in much smaller pine cones. Like you could come in right here on the ends, which I think I will do. I had them out. Normally at the ends of white pines, you have these little tips, because that's kind of where your pine cones grow, is right on the ends. So these are mini pine cones from Hobby Lobby. So I'm trying to find just the right colors and just the right shapes. Like this one's going to kind of go right in here. On the ends of those white pine picks, there is what should have been a little pine blossom, I guess. Yeah. So like right in here, like, is there another pine? Okay, so like on these. So here's that white pine. At the very end, right here, there's an end. Like you can see it in this one. That's what I'm gluing the pine cones to, because that's the way they are in real life. So I'm just finding real subtle little ones and just kind of adding them right to the ends of the branch, just like that. I'm going to do it right here with this one. Like we can add that one. Let's remove this, which is all glue. And that's another thing you have to do before you do pictures, is make sure you go through, you find all your glue threads, and make sure you pull all those out. Wherever those are appearing, just take them and pull them all out. There's another one underneath here.
Tony said, I love it, so beautiful, watching from North Dakota.
Aw, thank you. This is available on my website.
I have a balsam growing a lot in my back garden. Sorry.
Oh no, you're okay. Why would you apologize?
Oh, because I can cut you off.
Oh, it's okay. Like, you didn't know that I was going to add a few things. Okay, there's one right here. So I'm just looking for those little bits of pine and just kind of coming in and just adding what would be there naturally. And if I have a moment tomorrow, if the sun is out, I will go through and take pictures of those, because we do have them growing on our pines. And actually, I do have some pine cones like this that are growing. They actually look like this. I think that's actually one of the ones from our trees here.
Good night, Deborah.
Night, Deborah.
Blanche said, I've seen people take a heat gun to melt the glue strings.
Yes,
yeah,
you can.
Yeah.
But then you also run the risk you could melt your greenery, because your greenery is plastic as well. I would just prefer to just go in and just let it dry and then remove it all. And I think, where?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, you're right on it. Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean, glue or?
Glue, yeah.
Okay, I know. I was like, is that like, do you want me to put a pine cone there? Yeah. So.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay, so let me flip you up and I will show you what this looks like. I'm just removing my glue threads on the ends. Now that they've hardened and become little plastic balls, let's show you what this looks like fully realized. Okay, pivoting you up. Okay, so that's the one that we did on Tuesday. That's the deer on the evergreen. We're switching them now with deer with the grapevine. I'm just moving my ribbon around. Let's put them up on the wall. So let me give you final dimensions on this. It is like it's 23 wide by 24 long. So it's just the way that the greenery is being affixed on the door. So, see, this is why I like my black door, because I can see the things that aren't visible to your eyes. And you can see those all on the door. So you can pull them all off. But what do you guys think for that? I'm going to zoom you in so you can see. There's that. I think it came out really, really good.
I've given it lots of likes and loves.
That is our hunting evergreen Christmas wreath. I think if I was in a mountain home, this is kind of what I would probably put up in my home. If.
I love your backdrop, by the way.
Oh, you like my backdrop? My foresty background? This lets you know that we're in the middle of winter designs. So when you see this change, we're moving on to spring. But yeah, I'm super glad that you guys like this. I love how it turned out. It's very rustic. It's very simple, even though it took a while to assemble it. Super fun to make. All right, well, I hope you guys have a blessed weekend, and I will see you next week. Talk to you then. Bye for now.